vacation whore.
Don't do this.
Clip!
You fool.
Today, we're beating hearts baby over the White Locust Twist on Big Brother, and we're letting the rage fuel us into the music excitement that is La Dispute's new album, No One Was Driving the Car. Listen, your friends and family might think this is trash TV. Your mom might have called your love for emo music a phase, but here at Reality Emos, we know pop culture moments and alternative music scenes shaped us and still do. So let's laugh together, let's cry together, let's scream at the TV together. Welcome to The Breakdown. Hey saddies, I'm Monique.
And I'm so tired. It's 9 o'clock. It's late. We're doing it on an odd schedule today because we literally just shut off the latest episode of Big Brother. And given the internet, we had a feeling we'd want to do this right away.
Yep.
And that we definitely wouldn't want to do it like earlier in the evening because that would have been, what was the point of that?
Well, we knew this was coming because I'm a live feed watcher. And I knew a certain someone was missing.
I mean, I'm not a live feed watcher, and my feeds were inundated. That's the scotch. I'm sorry,
your socials. Yeah, unfortunately, we do partake in libations while we watch, so this will be an interesting one.
No, it's just because we knew it would be stressful.
Yes, that's it.
It's for coping.
Yeah.
Which does make it darker.
So if anyone is a casual, even viewer of Big Brother, you probably know by now that Rachel Reilly has left the house in an unusual, hopefully once-in-a-lifetime twist that they never try again. Actually, you know what? I was saying they should try this again, but with alumni.
That's a valid thing.
Alumni.
I think this is an important question to ask is, would we be so upset if someone else had gone home instead of Rachel? I think that's a fair question.
It is. Yes.
So you would still be mad?
Oh, no. Yeah, we wouldn't be this upset, is what I'm saying.
That's what I was thinking. It seemed pretty, I don't know. It seemed to me like it could have been fun. I get what they were going for, but like sometimes you roll the dice and you lose bad. And I feel like this was one of those times.
Especially now seeing how it went down and knowing that essentially, like, the people that she thought she was aligned with, like Ava, they at one point were each other's final two. Obviously not. Vinny the Lips never aligned to anyone. But
I gotta say, as much as I wanted to blame this on other people, this was Rachel's fault. So... for those of I don't know,
she's not good under pressure anymore.
If you didn't see it, you're listening to the wrong show. But if somehow you didn't, you still want to listen. They had a hamster wheel maze style puzzle, and you start at having 6.5 minutes, and then if you pass, you pick the next person to go. They get a minute less. The first person to not complete it gets eliminated, and I am convinced Rachel went. What was it, 4th? Mm-hmm. I am convinced that if she had gone first, there was still no way that she would have made that puzzle. Because she was nowhere near. She was still at the beginning.
I personally feel she's bad under pressure. So if she went first, I do think she would have come out with a win.
That's still under pressure.
But it's the pressure she wanted to apply. I don't know. All right, we're getting ahead of ourselves because there was more to the episode than just Rachel leaving. So let's backtrack for a little bit.
Sure.
So they had a Tuesday episode, which is a bit unprecedented, but it's because of the VMAs, whatever. And they introduced this episode with a way that I've just never seen before. It was like little preview, like, you know, in Real Housewives when they first start a season, it's like, big fight. And then it's like 20 days earlier. That's of like how Big Brother did this.
It felt very, it felt kind of, I guess, cheap is I think what I said earlier when we were watching it, where it was literally just like, everyone knows Rachel's going home, but the production knows that the internet is freaking out about this. And so they start out the video or the episode with this preview section that's just, it's not technically telling us anything, but it's just, this one's gonna be crazy. You don't even know. Everyone's it's gonna like... be extra special nuts.
Yeah, and everyone's like, oh no, what? And then Morgan, what did Morgan say?
Oh, she said craziest night in Big Brother history, which is an
9.
outrage. Every finale.
Yeah, it was cheap. That was a good adjective for this.
Like we all knew roughly that was happening. So what do you mean you're trying to be, oh, who knows what's going to happen, but we know it's going to be nuts here at Big Brother. I don't understand.
Yeah, and then we knew that the mastermind was coming back because Julie Chen has been telling us for the last few episodes.
Julie Chen Moonves.
So, yes, apologies. But first of all, the mastermind, granted, it's a better twist than the whole AI thing that they were trying to do last season, but he doesn't even go here. And
he's no janky.
Yeah. Well, we don't know yet. It's a full month, allegedly, of antics from him. But he's just been null and void for most of the season. And now they're like, okay, oh yeah, mastermind.
Oh my God, wait, what if, sorry, I don't want to get too sidetracked, but what if the janky story actually is the villain origin story of the mastermind? What if we find out Janky was resurrected by a Big Brother necromancer and became the mastermind?
If that's not the case, you need to get on their team.
Yeah, production needs help, and I'm here with the antidote.
Oh my gosh, the way they could do like Ring Around the Rosie, like J-K-I. So yeah, Mastermind came out of nowhere. I think this is like the third, possibly fourth time we've seen him this whole season. So again, a little peeved that he came out of nowhere.
That's already two to three more times than you ever see Zingbot in a season.
And Janky, I guess.
Yeah, but, feels like too much, honestly.
But not the AI twist last season. Janky was a part of the AI twist, right? So
yeah.
The mastermind's supposed to be what the AI twist was, but he doesn't show up a ton.
Yeah, we still just need, I don't know. We need more variety in the AI twist, because the AI twist also upset me, but once it was Janky, it was kind of better.
Janky was iconic.
Our sweet angel.
So yeah, the mastermind, I don't know why the hell he has a say right now, but he's here. And he ensured a night of chaos that someone was going to leave the game. Tyler showed up to host a challenge. He was giving me Lucas Gage from the White Lotus.
Okay.
I think that's why they added him in there.
I hate this for Tyler, that he was the guest on this particular episode of all episodes. He looked concerned.
Yeah.
I feel like he was looking around like, I don't want to be the fall guy on this.
Like,
one.
I have to announce that
okay. I don't know if these are the clips I wanted to be in.
But basically there was a game where we were drinking. I don't remember what the first game was.
Oh yeah, no, it was the shuffleboard thing, which also
the shuffleboard
absolutely bowls me over. That Keanu, in typical Keanu fashion, is the first person to ace the competition, like the puzzle portion, and walk to the button. The walking to the button cost him so much time that I'm pretty sure the only difference is that the two folks that beat him ran.
Yeah, Ava got the top spot, but I did see a few people had close times. I think Ashley was one.
Ava looks like she was born for shuffleboard. Also, like she has played shuffleboard
in Long Island.
Truly.
Yeah, so Ava won the first game, which guaranteed her safety for the night, which meant she didn't have to play in the next challenge. And the next one was a maze. This, I think they played it on Big Brother Winter Games last season, but it's one of those challenges where I feel like it feels like something from Survivor, even the challenge where if you're under pressure, it gets harder.
It was infuriating to watch just because it looks easy. I understand it must not be, because otherwise Rachel would have gotten it, but like it seems like it should be easy, so it's infuriating to watch.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those where if you do feel the pressure and you're not focused, honestly, even with like ADD or ADHD, I feel like that would be kind of a hard one to focus on. But
valid.
Yeah, so Ava had a very difficult time. She was the one that had to choose who was the first to get the 6 minutes, and then after every person that went, they would get a minute reduced from their time. She didn't want to choose Rachel. She didn't want to choose Keanu because she thought that would cause waves. Didn't want to choose Lauren because Lauren's obviously not allied with most people in the house.
She didn't want to choose anyone. She made no effort to choose anyone. What it turned into it turned into her having everyone around the couch and basically saying like, "Who wants to go?"
Raise their hand.
She had 2 ready to go volunteers. Actually, technically 3. I'll give it at least 2.5. And then Vinny is doing. I don't know if you remember doing this in math class, but I'm sure we all did it. You knew you had to quote unquote participate. And so you like hold your hand up like where just your palm is basically at your shoulder. It's not a real hand raise, but it's just weird enough to stand out when you're looking out over a group of people. It's an insanely childish thing to do that Vinny somehow got away with on the, or I don't know if got away with.
But then he also did vocalize. She was like, "Vinny, you want to play?" And he was like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "I don't know who to pick." And then
he didn't clearly communicate.
No, but then he vocalized it again. He was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, pick me."
That's
and
crazy.
She's like, "All right, I'll pick you."
Like, yeah, what? Do you want to go? Oh, I don't know. I'm just like he does Bobcat with his hand up at his shoulder. I can't deal with it.
Well, because also on his part, I think it was very silly for him to volunteer because he's allied very closely with 2 very separate sides of the house. Lauren is his number 1 ally. Morgan is his number 1.5 ally. Kelsey's nowhere to be
all right,
thought
so
of.
yeah, maybe if he had half a working brain, he wouldn't have done that. That's just so it's.
He should have just let Ava have to take the heat for whoever she chose. He essentially put himself in the driver's seat for Rachel's demise. And
commit to your strategy,
choice
bro.
That he had to make because I don't know. He did this at the beginning of the season, which I was kind of dumbfounded by. He won the first HOH as well. I don't know why you would want to do that. So he keeps putting himself in weird situations across the board, not just the cheap mance or show fair.
It was truly stunning. And after he did get through it, or he did pass, I guess is the phrase we could use. He like him pitching Morgan after Lauren was just, it felt so insanely stupid, especially when his justification was, but there's a lot of time. Like he just kept saying that. And then it was Kelly will have 2.5 minutes.
It worked.
Oh, that's a lot of time to do it. It's okay. Like
somehow what he does works though. That's what's also going to make me miss Rachel a ton, and is what is interesting about this season.
And I don't think it actually works because Morgan and Lauren both have to be looking insanely sideways at this man at this point.
They've been.
This cannot stand. Like, I can't imagine they're both going to be like, yeah, my entire game was on the line. Not even HOH or block or anything.
I think maybe Lauren's eyes will be open because she did say, oh, like, yet again, I put my trust in Vince, and Morgan chose Rachel next. Even though it was Rachel's demise, I think it did open Lauren's eyes to be like,
burn Keanu again. Keanu's pissed.
Yeah. I think this might have done Vince in for more than, like, him getting Reilly out, his HOH being a bust for his allies.
Yeah, he's been truly outrageous at this point.
I think this might have done the worst out of all of them. Hopefully he goes home after Rachel, but no, I still need his Zingbot moment, and then
that's true. We need him on Zingbot. I'm actually sad Rachel isn't going to get zinged, but it is what it is. Also, another quick Rachel highlight was her getting mad while Vinny was up on the wheel. And she gets up at Keanu, trying to be like, why were you trying to barge in? And she's literally just accusing him of doing exactly what she was doing. She's like, you were trying to go first. And he's like, yeah, so were you. That's literally what you were asking for.
I love their silly conversations. Like last week, he's like, Rachel. So last week there was a huge argument because Keanu put up Ashley as like his 4th nomination after the Blockbuster got his initial 3rd nominee off. And she blew up in front of him, in front of the house, after Ashley gave him a talking to in front of the house. And they're in the kitchen. He's like, Rachel, did I not tell you Ashley would likely be my 4th nominee after someone pulls himself off with the Blockbuster? And she was like, yeah. And he's like, so what are we doing here? And then he's like, just talking to her. He has a frown upon his face, but she starts saying, like, why are you raising your voice at us? And he's like,
God.
I'm not raising my voice. He literally was talking in an even tone. So I feel like she was raising her voice. I feel like she does a lot of projection.
Yeah, see, these are the moments where I'm not that sad to see her go. Unfortunately, it is. Again, I think I look at Rachel a lot like I view like the Patriots in their heyday, where it's like, they deserve to go far, but I hate them. Like I
don't know.
Rachel drives me nuts, but I'm also just like menace to society, but good player.
And she was a good conversationalist. She was a good player. She cleaned the house all the time. She was also, one thing I really appreciated about her was in the new era of playing, I think there's way too many hugs that are given out. And she was like refusing to give people hugs after everything that happened. So I liked that.
Okay. That's actually something I've never noticed that.
Oh, they hug so much. It's so annoying.
Well, you know who does hug so much?
J-A-N.
I was going to say Vinny and Morgan.
Oh my gosh, that's one thing that... So when Vinny chose Lauren first and Morgan had to come and he like confronted her about that, she was like, oh my God, I'm going to throw up. And I know it wasn't because she was nervous about playing the game. I know it's because the thought of Vinny picking Lauren over her was like doing something to her soul.
Such a betrayal.
Yeah.
She felt so
it had
deeply
nothing
betrayed.
to do with the game at all. But anyway,
but hey, sorry, go ahead. I was gonna say that I think that is a nice thing about this. Or I don't want to say nice, but like again, I sympathize with what production was trying to do. And I saw this comment on Reddit, and I really believe in it. Someone pointed out that it brings the social game front and center in a thing like this because you're suddenly, the focus isn't the challenge. The focus is the 10 minutes between when everyone's jockeying for what they want to happen. And so it really brought to the forefront, really put it in front of everyone. Hey, by the way, Vinny is essentially playing both sides of the house.
That's why I feel like in an alumni season, this would be great. But with some of these dum-dums, it just like didn't stick as well. Because yes, in the new school way of playing Big Brother, loyalty is not really a thing. This does put your allegiances in a spotlight. And I think it will be bad for Vince's game, and it's also as entertaining.
True.
But also, I just don't, it just really put the power in Vince's hands because of how this game is being played. Like,
yeah.
In an alumni season, you would never have a situation where there's one guy who's aligned with both sides of the house and has like a top girl on both sides of the house. That's what's really intriguing to me about like how this all played out and how Rachel's demise was essentially, like you say it's her fault, but I think it was really in Vince's hands too.
This just reminded me about how deeply insulting I find Vinny to be as a person. Just because as someone who like, I consider myself someone who like, I think I often get along better with girls than I do with dudes a lot of times. And like I view that as a wholesome trait. And then I see Vinny, who is basically just buddied up to, I don't know, the way he's buddied up to Lauren and like super buddied up with Morgan is just like his whole vibe of it feels very kind of predatory to me. It feels weird. I don't like it. I don't like watching this man on my TV.
Yeah,
his whole vibe is so uncomfortable, and I feel like even thinking like, I feel like he thinks he's Tyler. Because he's like, oh, both sides. Sorry, my I want to nail down my Vinny voice is it's Bobcat.
It's like yeah.
No, I think it's more like I don't know how. Both people on both sides of the house, they just like me. I don't know what happened. I feel
it's a little like.
No, he's Bobcat for me. I'm sorry.
All right, you can be Bob. Vinny's Bobcat for you. When we hear that voice, we know that's Vinny.
Truly, and like he thinks he's Tyler, who everyone just kind of came like Tyler's whole strategy was like people just kept being like, hey, I want to ally with you, and I would say yeah, and that was his whole strategy. And I feel like Vinny thinks he's that guy. He's not, not at all.
Yeah. I will be. There's a few Delulu queens and kings in there. Like Kelly thinks she's gonna get America's favorite player, and she will not. But
who do you think will?
At this point, there's going to be a full campaign for Rachel to get it, so she might. I think people are now turning on Ava Pearl because of how post Rachel being in the house, she's had some pretty damning things to say about Rachel. She's called her the B word. She's like said you played yourself. Lot of stuff.
She's an aura paintress. You know. If anyone's gonna accurately gauge Rachel's aura, I do trust Ava.
Yeah, unless by some miracle, the producers are like, just kidding, Rachel's back.
Doubt.
I think she's gonna get AFP, or if Keanu might do something like even more iconic, and he'll get it. But I think it'll be Rachel.
I think there's just gonna be I think the next time we see Rachel, it will actually be, unfortunately, at the jury house.
Yeah, they said that on Thursday's episode, Julie will interview her, so we'll see how that goes. But this twist just felt wrong, and I feel like there's some alumni that have said it best, like Evil Dick. He hated Rachel Reilly, and he made a point the other day.
Maybe he's a producer.
And I doubt it. But he made a point post the other day about Rachel's departure. The image is just, this is fucking bullshit. And the caption is, almost everyone has had a chance to save themselves 3 times this season. Veto, blockbuster, eviction vote, where they can sway the vote. Now there's an eviction twist. No vote, no blockbuster, no veto. It really is very unfair, regardless who it was. Now I feel bad for Rachel. And I think that's like why. Yeah.
I thought he died.
No, he did not pass away. He's still alive.
I'm happy for him. I think that's great.
And Brittany Hayes, she did a bunch of prayer candles of every house guest.
Oh my God.
In anger. She's very mad at Ava, very mad at Kelly. I think that there's quite a few alumni out there that, knowing if they were in this house and this is what happened to them, like, yeah, you'd be pissed. You leave your great family, your great life to go into this house that is literally like a test on your psyche in your older age.
Yeah.
And this is how you go out. Like, I think that Rachel's too much of an icon to go out in a way that she had no control aside from like running in a hamster wheel on a maze. I know you keep saying she did
horribly.
Yeah,
and
but
I'm not
this
defending the twist, but she really did. I don't think production thought this was going to happen at all.
Yeah, it's just like not what she signed up for, essentially.
In fact, if anything, what I blame production for mostly on this is that, weirdly, I feel like it's so much like deeply worse if it was like actually if it was a first time player. Yeah. So like there's part of me that's like this is Rachel's 3rd playthrough. Yeah. Like I'm not I don't feel particularly bad for her on this. It is just like I don't know how to say it. I feel bad for the state of the game.
Yeah, I'm annoyed for her, and I'm just a little peeved at production because I think like they thought she'd be safe because their social game's pretty good, but then you have Vinny the Lip in there.
Vinny the Lip, we keep calling.
That's what Ava calls him.
Oh my God.
It just stuck with me.
That's right.
And I feel like they just like I don't think anybody thought Rachel was gonna go home with this, but this was just it's just not Big Brother. You don't leave the house from a situation where there's no votes. It's a challenge.
To that point, I think a big differentiator. I made this note earlier. A big differentiator between the challenge and Big Brother, 2 shows with a lot of cast overlap that are still fundamentally very different, is that in Big Brother, comps are just one part of the game, and it should be possible. It should be possible, not likely. It should be very hard, but it should be possible to win Big Brother without winning any comps.
Right.
Derek came close. He was never on the block once.
Exactly.
But like that, and that's a sign of a great player.
Exactly. But I mean, to your point, there's a social element to this, but it doesn't play very heavily when again, I feel like there's kind of like a few people in charge. Really, the first person that selected the person to go in the hamster wheel. Like, they're the one in charge of what comes next. And
Oh, so you blame Ava Pearl.
Maybe.
Okay.
This does leads into Brendan's reaction, Rachel's husband. So he's been doing a few TikTok lives, but apparently he found out when he was at Chuck E. Cheese with his kids that Rachel was eliminated because it happened in the dock of the live feeds. And he said that they will no longer be affiliating themselves with Kelly or Ava outside of the house. Kelly was an obvious one. Ava's a surprise. And
that feels taking this a little too personally,
well,
particularly on Ava.
No, again, Ava has been saying some things
that's true.
about Rachel.
Yeah, you're right.
On the live feeds. And he said that he can only get behind an Ashley or Will win or Keanu, but he thinks it'll be harder for Keanu to win because he's really poor at the social aspect of this game.
Again, just because you should be able to win without comps does not mean you can't play this like the challenge, which really he does belong on that show.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I can't wait to see Keanu. Hopefully he plays. Oh,
he has
can you imagine a Keanu and Turbo season?
Honestly, I feel like they might be best friends.
It.
Like, I really feel like they might be the type to be like, why fight when we can kiss?
Yes. And then Brendan also said he was able to speak to production to see how she was doing, and she was really upset the night she got eliminated, and she just kept saying that the players were really bad this season. But she's okay the next day, and he feels that her having time alone in the jury will help her decompress.
So wait, so she got to talk to her husband?
No. Brendan just talked to production about how she was.
Oh, got it.
Because he's got them ties, they were both on Big Brother.
Got it.
And then I've been watching the live feeds, and Keanu has quite a few reactions to her leaving. I think that he misses Rachel. I know that he does. He's said a few times, like, that was his only friend that was left in the house. He thinks Kelly's really weird now. He does not like that she's gone, and it's kind of sad to watch. The other day, I watched for like an hour, and he was just reading the Bible, and then he fell asleep. And then when he came out, he was just like, I miss Rachel's conversation.
Oh, that's sad. That really is sad. Especially he misses her conversation when it's just her accusing her yelling. He's a true DM for that.
But anything you want to add?
Nope.
All right. We'll miss you, Rachel. Well, I will. I don't know about Eric.
I mean, good game. Deserved better. But I'm fine.
All right, up next, we've got our Music Excite Factory. I've been waiting for this day. September 5th, Law Dispute put out their full album of No One Was Driving the Car. It was released in chapters, and now the full thing is out there. I've been so happy to see these songs creeping into the top songs on Apple Music. It seems the crowds are truly loving this. They are also on tour right now. I'm seeing them Friday in Philly. Whoop whoop. And I would definitely recommend giving this album a listen. Jordan curses for the first time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's surprisingly on brand for him, isn't it? The most Mormon-looking frontman of such a punk band I think I've ever seen.
I don't agree with that.
Oh, okay.
But yes, so sibling fist fight at mom's 50th / The Unsound. If you check out that video made by Martin / Ginger Dope on Instagram and give that song a listen, you'll hear Jordan curse for the first time. It's amazing.
I also really like that song is kind of named like a Hot Mulligan song.
Yeah. It is, actually, you're right. And they have a ton of songs that resonate with me. Growing up in a Pentecostal household, there's a ton of allusion to Christianity, today's political space in America, so I would highly recommend giving that one a watch. We also were finally blessed with that End of You song by Amy Lee from Evanescence, Poppy, and Courtney LaPlante from Spirit Box. Finally came out last week. You know what I say about all the bands I listen to? less men, all women needed. So
after just dapping up La Dispute too.
They're not men or women. They're beings on Earth.
I feel like that is a highly problematic take on La Dispute, and I feel like we should probably check with them before just deciding what their gender is.
They feel like they exist on the ethereal plane, and they don't. But I was so glad to hear this song come out. I hope that there's more from them.
I do like that there's kind of a new theme of like we're doing more features in the genre, which is nice.
Yeah, the more collabs.
Yeah.
Let's hear it. Let's see it. And for our special report, Below Deck Med premieres Monday, September 29th.
We thought it was canceled.
Yeah, we were watching Below Deck Normal today.
Like, vanilla Below Deck.
What happened to Below Deck Med?
Extra vanilla now that Carrie's the captain.
But September 29th, there will be 5 new deckies and returning cast members. Captain Sandy, Aisha, she's a fiance now. Nathan, he's promoted to bosun, and Max.
Sounds bad.
Max, I don't know if you remember him, but we have another entertaining friendship.
Oh, that's right. I do remember him, but wow, he did. They really saw Selene cook, and they were like, you know what? We need another.
More French people. All right, that's all we got for you, saddies.
If you like what you heard today, follow us at reality_emos on name it, just any social media platform. Name them. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram.
Not Facebook.
I don't think, there's not a Facebook one, but there is an Instagram and a TikTok. And what else do you want? YouTube is there also. And we'll see you next time.